Something that excited me about Solo was the idea that the Empire would be present but not the main villain of the film, and I'm very pleased that turned out to be the case. Crimson Dawn and Dryden Voss hold that position, and we even get mention of the other major criminal syndicates, 5 to be exact. So today I'll run through each syndicate, who controls them, and what they're all about. There will be spoilers for the movie ahead. Starting with Crimson Dawn, it's the newest criminal empire introduced to Star Wars, so we know the least about it. Dryden Voss was considered to be the public face of the organization, but of course we learn after his death that Maul was its true leader. The former Sith Lord got his start in the criminal underworld during the Clone Wars, where he attempted to build an alliance between the various syndicates called the Shadow Collective, but it all came crashing down. Crimson Dawn sounds like his attempt at building something new from the ground up. The Pike Syndicate had a shaky alliance with Crimson Dawn as stated by Voss. We get to see part of their own operation in the movie because they had control of most of the spice trade throughout the galaxy. They employed slave labor to mine various resources on Kessel and then hired smugglers to make Kessel runs off-planet. Their homeworld of Obadiah was located just outside of the Maelstrom. They were part of Maul's Shadow Collective in the Clone Wars, so it makes some sense that they would still have a somewhat friendly relationship with Crimson Dawn. The Pikes were also responsible for the murder of Jedi Master Sifo Dyas well before the Clone Wars. Another criminal syndicate mentioned by name in the film is the Hutt Cartel. It was led by the Grand Hutt Council, which included the notorious gangster Jabba the Hutt. Their headquarters was officially on Nal Hutta, but they had bases throughout the galaxy on Tatooine, Nar Shaddaa, Vodran, Teth, and more. They also begrudgingly allied themselves with Maul during the Clone Wars, but abandoned the Shadow Collective as soon as they got the chance. During the Galactic Civil War, they formed a partnership with the Galactic Empire, but after the death of Jabba and the rise of the New Republic, the influence of the Hutts began to fade. Black Sun was yet another member of the Shadow Collective during the Clone Wars. They were led by a ruling council of members of the Falleen species and had bases on Mustafar and Ord Mantell. Near the end of the Clone Wars, Black Sun proposed merging with the Pike Syndicate, but their offer was refused. They then kidnapped the family of a Pike leader to change their minds, but their attempts were foiled by Asajj Ventress and the undercover Jedi Quinlan Vos, who, by the way, has no relation to Dryden Voss. As far as we know, Black Sun was still operating even after the end of the Galactic Civil War. Crimson Dawn mentions that there are 5 major criminal syndicates, and we've covered 4, but the 5th is a little tricky because there isn't an obvious final choice. Death Watch was the only remaining part of the Shadow Collective, but they were more of a terrorist group than a criminal empire. There are some other options like the Mugans, the Crymora Syndicate, the Cyban Front of the Droid Gotra, the Ezra, or the Shadow University, but none of those organizations seem to compare in scope to the other 4. It's possible the 5th has yet to be fully revealed. Maybe Lucasfilm is leaving a little flexibility for something new. But that's all we know about at least those 4 that we can pretty confidently say are the most powerful criminal syndicates in the galaxy. Which is your favorite, and which do you hope we get to see more of? Let me know in the comments, and stay on the lookout for more videos like this covering the movie. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.